Book 24, Part 2 of Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by phone. To Him that was crucified. My spirit to yours, dear brother. Do not mind because many sounding your name do not understand you. I do not sound your name, but I understand you. I specify you with joy, O my comrade, to salute you, and to salute those who are with you, before and since, and those to come also. That we all labor together, transmitting the same charge and succession. We few equals, indifferent of lands, indifferent of times. We, enclosers of all continents, all castes, allowers of all theologies, compassionators, perceivers, rapport of men, we walk silent among disputes and assertions, but reject not the disputers, nor anything that is asserted. We hear the bawling and din, we are reached at by divisions, jealousies, recriminations on every side. They close peremptorily upon us to surround us, my comrade. Yet we walk unheld, free, the whole earth over, journeying up and down till we make our ineffaceable mark upon time and the diverse eras. Till we saturate time and eras, that the men and women of races, ages to come, may prove brethren and lovers as we are. You felons on trial in courts. You felons on trial in courts, you convicts in prison cells, you sentenced assassins chained and handcuffed with iron. Who am I, too, that I am not on trial or in prison? Me, ruthless and devilish as any, that my wrists are not chained with iron, or my ankles with iron. You prostitutes flaunting over the trottoirs or obscene in your rooms, who am I that I should call you more obscene than myself? O culpable, I acknowledge, I expose. O admirers, praise not me, compliment not me, you make me wince. I see what you do not, I know what you do not. Inside these breastbones I lie smutched and choked. Beneath this face that appears so impassive, hell's tides continually run. Lusts and wickedness are acceptable to me. I walk with delinquents with passionate love. I feel I am of them. I belong to those convicts and prostitutes myself. And henceforth I will not deny them. For how can I deny myself? Laws for Creations. Laws for creations, for strong artists and leaders, for fresh broods of teachers and perfect literates for America, for noble savants and coming musicians. All must have reference to the ensemble of the world and the compact truth of the world. There shall be no subject too pronounced. All works shall illustrate the divine law of indirections. What do you suppose creation is? What do you suppose will satisfy the soul, except to walk free and own no superior? What do you suppose I would intimate to you in 100 ways, but that man or woman is as good as God? And that there is no God any more divine than yourself? And that that is what the oldest and newest myths finally mean? And that you or anyone must approach creations through such laws? To a common prostitute. Be composed, be at ease with me. I am Walt Whitman, liberal and lusty as nature. Not till the sun excludes you do I exclude you. Not till the waters refuse to glisten for you and the leaves to rustle for you, Do my words refuse to glisten and rustle for you? My girl, I appoint you with an appointment, and I charge you that you make preparation to be worthy to meet me, and I charge you that you be patient and perfect till I come. Till then, I salute you with a significant look that you do not forget me. I was looking a long while. I was looking a long while for intentions, for a clue to the history of the past for myself, and for these chants. And now I have found it. It is not in those paged fables in the libraries. Them I neither accept nor reject. It is no more in the legends than in all else. It is in the present. It is this earth today. It is in democracy, the purport and aim of all the past. It is the life of one man or one woman today, the average man of today. It is in languages, social customs, literatures, arts. It is in the broad show of artificial things, ships, machinery, politics, creeds, modern improvements, and the interchange of nations. All for the modern, all for the average man of today. Thought. Of persons arrived at high positions, ceremonies, wealth, scholarships, and the like. To me all that those persons have arrived at sinks away from them, except as it results to their bodies and souls, so that often to me they appear gaunt and naked. And often to me each one mocks the others, and mocks himself or herself. And of each one the core of life, namely happiness, is full of the rotten excrement of maggots. And often to me those men and women pass unwittingly the true realities of life, and go toward false realities. And often to me they are alive after what custom has served them, but nothing more. And often to me they are sad, hasty, unwaked somnambules walking the dusk. Miracles. Why, who makes much of a miracle? As to me, I know of nothing else but miracles. Whether I walk the streets of Manhattan, or dart my sight over the roofs of houses toward the sky, or wade with naked feet along the beach just in the edge of the water, or stand under trees in the woods, or talk by day with anyone I love, or sleep in the bed at night with anyone I love, or sit at table at dinner with the rest, or look at strangers opposite me riding in the car, or watch honeybees busy around the hive of a summer forenoon, or animals feeding in the fields, or birds, or the wonderfulness of insects in the air, or the wonderfulness of the sundown, or of stars shining so quiet and bright, or the exquisite delicate thin curve of the new moon in spring. These with the rest, one and all, are to me miracles, the whole referring, yet each distinct and in its place. To me every hour of the light and dark is a miracle. Every cubic inch of space is a miracle. Every square yard of the surface of the earth is spread with the same. Every foot of the interior swarms with the same. To me the sea is a continual miracle. The fishes that swim, the rocks, the motion of the waves, the ships with men in them. What stranger miracles are there? Sparkles from the wheel. Where the city's ceaseless crowd moves on the livelong day, withdrawn I join a group of children watching, I pause aside with them. By the curb toward the edge of the flagging, a knife grinder works at his wheel, sharpening a great knife. Bending over, he carefully holds it to the stone, by foot and knee. With measured tread he turns rapidly, as he presses with light but firm hand. Forth issue then in copious golden jets, sparkles from the wheel. The scene and all its belongings, how they seize and affect me! The sad sharp-chinned old man with worn clothes and broad shoulder-band of leather. Myself effusing and fluid, a phantom curiously floating, now here absorbed and arrested. The group, an unminded point set in a vast surrounding. The attentive, quiet children, the loud, proud, restive bass of the streets. The low, hoarse purr of the whirling stone, the light-pressed blade. Diffusing, dropping, sideways darting, in tiny showers of gold. Sparkles from the wheel. To a pupil. Is reform needed? Is it through you? The greater the reform needed, the greater the personality you need to accomplish it. You, do you not see how it would serve to have eyes, blood, complexion, clean and sweet? Do you not see how it would serve to have such a body and soul that when you enter the crowd an atmosphere of desire and command enters with you, and everyone is impressed with your personality? Oh, the magnet, the flesh over and over! Go, dear friend, if need be give up all else, and commence today to inure yourself to pluck, reality, self-esteem, definiteness, elevatedness. Rest not till you rivet and publish yourself of your own personality. Unfolded out of the folds. Unfolded out of the folds of the woman, man comes unfolded, and is always to come unfolded. Unfolded only out of the superbest woman of the earth is to come the superbest man of the earth. Unfolded out of the friendliest woman is to come the friendliest man. Unfolded only out of the perfect body of a woman can a man be formed of perfect body. Unfolded only out of the inimitable poems of woman can come the poems of man. Only thence have my poems come. Unfolded out of the strong and arrogant woman I love, only thence can appear the strong and arrogant man I love. Unfolded by brawny embraces from the well-muscled woman love, only thence come the brawny embraces of the man. Unfolded out of the folds of the woman's brain come all the folds of the man's brain, duly obedient. Unfolded out of the justice of the woman all justice is unfolded. Unfolded out of the sympathy of the woman is all sympathy. A man is a great thing upon the earth and through eternity, but every of the greatness of man is unfolded out of woman. First the man is shaped in the woman, he can then be shaped in himself. What am I after all? What am I after all but a child, pleased with the sound of my own name, repeating it over and over? I stand apart to hear it, it never tires me. To you your name also. Did you think there was nothing but 2 or 3 pronunciations in the sound of your name? Cosmos. Who includes diversity and is nature. Who is the amplitude of the earth, and the coarseness and sexuality of the earth, and the great charity of the earth, and the equilibrium also. Who has not looked forth from the windows the eyes for nothing, or whose brain held audience with messengers for nothing. who contains believers and disbelievers, who is the most majestic lover, who holds duly his or her triune proportion of realism, spiritualism, and of the aesthetic or intellectual, who, having considered the body, finds all its organs and parts good, who, out of the theory of the earth and of his or her body, understands by subtle analogies all other theories, the theory of a city, a poem, and of the large politics of these states, who believes not only in our globe with its sun and moon, but in other globes with their suns and moons, who, constructing the house of himself or herself, not for a day but for all time, sees races, eras, dates, generations, the past, the future, dwelling there, like space, inseparable together. Others may praise what they like. Others may praise what they like, but I, from the banks of the running Missouri, praise nothing in art or aught else, till it has well inhaled the atmosphere of this river, also the western prairie scent, and exudes it all again. Who learns my lesson complete? Who learns my lesson complete? Boss, journeyman, apprentice, churchman, and atheist, the stupid and wise thinker, parents and offspring, merchant, clerk, porter and customer, editor, author, artist, and schoolboy, draw nigh and commence. It is no lesson, it lets down the bars to a good lesson, and that to another, and every one to another still. The great laws take and effuse without argument. I am of the same style, for I am their friend. I love them quits and quits. I do not halt and make salams. I lie abstracted and hear beautiful tales of things and the reasons of things. They are so beautiful, I nudge myself to listen. I cannot say to any person what I hear. I cannot say it to myself. It is very wonderful. It is no small matter, this round and delicious globe moving so exactly in its orbit for ever and ever, without one jolt or the untruth of a single second. I do not think it was made in 6 days, nor in 10,000 years, nor 10 billions of years, nor planned and built one thing after another as an architect plans and builds a house. I do not think 70 years is the time of a man or woman, nor that 70 millions of years is the time of a man or woman, nor that years will ever stop the existence of me or anyone else. Is it wonderful that I should be immortal, as everyone is immortal? I know it is wonderful, but my eyesight is equally wonderful, and how I was conceived in my mother's womb is equally wonderful, and passed from a babe in the creeping trance of a couple of summers and winters to articulate and walk, all this is equally wonderful. And that my soul embraces you this hour, and we affect each other without ever seeing each other, and never perhaps to see each other, is every bit as wonderful. And that I can think such thoughts as these is just as wonderful. And that I can remind you, and you think them and know them to be true, is just as wonderful. And that the moon spins round the earth and on with the earth is equally wonderful. And that they balance themselves with the sun and stars is equally wonderful. Tests. All submit to them where they sit, inner, secure, unapproachable to analysis in the soul. Not traditions, not the outer authorities are the judges. They are the judges of outer authorities and of all traditions. They corroborate as they go only whatever corroborates themselves and touches themselves. For all that, they have it forever in themselves to corroborate far and near without one exception. The Torch. On my northwest coast, in the midst of the night, a fisherman's group stands watching. Out in the lake that expands before them, others are spearing salmon. The canoe, a dim shadowy thing, moves across the black water, bearing a torch ablaze at the prow. O Star of France, 1870 to 1871. O Star of France, the brightness of thy hope and strength and fame, like some proud ship that led the fleet so long, beseems today a wreck driven by the gale, a mastless hulk, and mid its teeming maddened half-drowned crowds, nor helm nor helmsman. Dim smitten star, orb not of France alone, pale symbol of my soul, its dearest hopes, the struggle and the daring, rage divine for liberty, of aspirations toward the far ideal, enthusiast's dream of brotherhood, of terror to the tyrant and the priest. Star crucified, by traitors sold, star panting o'er a land of death, heroic land, strange, passionate, mocking, frivolous land. Miserable! Yet for thy errors, vanities, sins, I will not now rebuke thee. Thy unexampled woes and pangs have quelled them all, and left thee sacred. In that amid thy many faults thou ever aimedst highly, in that thou wouldst not really sell thyself, however great the price, in that thou surely wakedst weeping from thy drugged sleep, in that alone among thy sisters thou, giantess, didst rend the ones that shamed thee, in that thou couldst not, wouldst not, wear the usual chains, this cross, thy livid face, thy pierced hands and feet, the spear thrust in thy side. O star, O ship of France, beat back and baffled long, bear up, O smitten orb, O ship, continue on. Sure as the ship of all, the earth itself, product of deathly fire and turbulent chaos, forth from its spasms of fury and its poisons, issuing at last in perfect power and beauty, onward beneath the sun following its course, so thee, O ship of France. Finished the days, the clouds dispelled, the travail o'er, the long-sought extrication, when lo, reborn, high o'er the European world, in gladness answering thence, as face afar to face, reflecting ours Columbia. Again thy star, O France, fair lustrous star, in heavenly peace, clearer, more bright than ever, shall beam immortal. The Ox-Tamer. In a far-away northern country in the placid pastoral region, lives my farmer friend, the theme of my recitative, a famous tamer of oxen. There they bring him the 3-year-olds and the 4-year-olds to break them. He will take the wildest steer in the world and break him and tame him. He will go fearless without any whip where the young bullock chafes up and down the yard. The bullock's head tosses restless high in the air with raging eyes. Yet see you, how soon his rage subsides, how soon this tamer tames him. See you, on the farms hereabout 100 oxen young and old, and he is the man who has tamed them. They all know him, all are affectionate to him. See you, some are such beautiful animals, so lofty looking. Some are buff-colored, some mottled, one has a white line running along his back, some are brindled. Some have wide flaring horns, a good sign. See you, the bright hides. See, the two with stars on their foreheads. See, the round bodies and broad backs. How straight and square they stand on their legs. What fine, sagacious eyes. How straight they watch their tamer. They wish him near them. How they turn to look after him. What yearning expression. How uneasy they are when he moves away from them. Now I marvel what it can be he appears to them. Books, politics, poems, depart. All else departs. I confess I envy only his fascination, my silent, illiterate friend, whom 100 oxen love there in his life on farms, in the northern country far, in the placid pastoral region. An Old Man's Thought of School, for the inauguration of a public school, Camden, New Jersey, 1874. An old man's thought of school, an old man's gathering youthful memories and blooms that youth itself cannot. Now only do I know you, O fair auroral skies, O morning dew upon the grass! And these I see, these sparkling eyes, these stores of mystic meaning, these young lives, building, equipping like a fleet of ships, immortal ships, soon to sail out over the measureless seas, on the soul's voyage. Only a lot of boys and girls? Only the tiresome spelling, writing, ciphering classes? Only a public school? Ah, more, infinitely more. As George Fox raised his warning cry, is it this pile of brick and mortar, these dead floors, windows, rails, you call the church? Why this is not the church at all. The church is living, ever-living souls. And you, America, cast you the real reckoning for your present, the lights and shadows of your future, good or evil. To girlhood, boyhood look, the teacher and the school. Wandering at Morn. Wandering at morn, emerging from the night from gloomy thoughts, thee in my thoughts, yearning for thee harmonious union, thee singing bird divine, thee coiled in evil times my country, with craft and black dismay, with every meanness, treason thrust upon thee. This common marvel I beheld, the parent thrush I watched feeding its young, the singing thrush whose tones of joy and faith ecstatic fail not to certify and cheer my soul. There pondered, felt I, if worms, snakes, loathsome grubs may to sweet spiritual songs be turned, if vermin so transposed, so used and blessed may be, then may I trust in you, your fortunes, days, my country. Who knows but these may be the lessons fit for you? From these your future song may rise with joyous trills, destined to fill the world. Italian Music in Dakota. The 17th, the finest regimental band I ever heard. Through the soft evening air enwinding all, rocks, woods, fort, cannon, pacing sentries, endless wilds, in dulcet streams, in flutes and cornets' notes, electric, pensive, turbulent, artificial, yet strangely fitting even here, meanings unknown before, subtler than ever, More harmony, as if born here, related here. Not to the city's frescoed rooms, not to the audience of the opera house. Sounds, echoes, wandering strains, as really here at home. Sonnambula's innocent love, trios with Norma's anguish, and thy ecstatic chorus Poliuto. Rayed in the limpid yellow slanting sundown. Music, Italian music in Dakota. While nature, sovereign of this gnarled realm, lurking in hidden barbaric grim recesses, acknowledging rapport however far removed, as some old root or soil of earth its last-born flower or fruit, listens well pleased. With all thy gifts. With all thy gifts, America, standing secure, rapidly tending, overlooking the world, power, wealth, extent, vouchsafe to thee, with these and like of these vouchsafe to thee. What if one gift thou lackest, the ultimate human problem never solving? The gift of perfect women fit for thee, what if that gift of gifts thou lackest? The towering feminine of thee, the beauty, health, completion, fit for thee, the mothers fit for thee. My Picture Gallery. In a little house keep I picture suspended. It is not a fixed house. It is round. It is only a few inches from one side to the other. Yet behold, it has room for all the shows of the world, all memories. Here the tableaus of life, and here the groupings of death. Here, do you know this? This is Cicerone himself. With finger raised, he points to the prodigal pictures. The Prairie States. A newer garden of creation, no primal solitude. Dense, joyous, modern, populous millions, cities and farms, with iron interlaced, composite, tied, many in one, by all the world contributed, freedoms and laws and thrift society, the crown and teeming paradise, so far of time's accumulations, to justify the past. End of Book 24. Recording by phone. Book 25 of Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by phone. Proud Music of the Storm. 1. Proud music of the storm, blast that careers so free, whistling across the prairies. Strong hum of forest treetops, wind of the mountains, personified dim shapes. You hidden orchestras, you serenades of phantoms with instruments alert, blending with nature's rhythmus all the tongues of nations. You chords left as by vast composers, you choruses, you formless, free, religious dances, you from the Orient, you undertone of rivers, roar of pouring cataracts, you sounds from distant guns with galloping cavalry, echoes of camps with all the different bugle calls, trooping tumultuous, filling the midnight late, bending me powerless. Entering my lonesome slumber chamber, why have you seized me? 2. Come forward, O my soul, and let the rest retire. Listen, lose not, it is toward thee they tend. Parting the midnight, entering my slumber chamber. For thee they sing and dance, O soul. A festival song, the duet of the bridegroom and the bride, a marriage march, with lips of love, and hearts of lovers filled to the brim with love. The red-flushed cheeks and perfumes, the cortege swarming full of friendly faces, young and old, to flute's clear notes and sounding harp's cantabile. Now loud approaching drums. Victoria, seest thou in powder smoke the banners torn but flying, the rout of the baffled? Hearest those shouts of a conquering army? Ah, soul, the sobs of women, the wounded groaning in agony, the hiss and crackle of flames, the blackened ruins, the embers of cities, the dirge and desolation of mankind. Now, airs antique and medieval fill me. I see and hear old harpers with their harps at Welsh festivals. I hear the minnesingers singing their lays of love. I hear the minstrels, gleemen, troubadours of the Middle Ages. Now the great organ sounds, tremulous, while underneath, as they hid footholds of the earth, on which arising rest and leaping forth depend all shapes of beauty, grace and strength, all hues we know, green blades of grass and warbling birds, children that gambol and play, the clouds of heaven above. The strong bass stands, and its pulsations intermits not, bathing, supporting, merging all the rest, maternity of all the rest, and with it every instrument in multitudes, the players playing, all the world's musicians, the solemn hymns and masses rousing adoration, all passionate heart chants, sorrowful appeals, the measureless sweet vocalists of ages, and for their solvent setting earth's own diapason, of winds and woods and mighty ocean waves, a new composite orchestra, binder of years and climes, tenfold renewer, as of the far-back days the poets tell, the paradiso, the straying thence, the separation long, but now the wandering done, the journey done, the journeyman come home, and man and art with nature fused again. Tutti, for earth and heaven, the almighty leader now for once has signalled with his wand. The manly strophe of the husbands of the world, and all the wives responding. The tongues of violins. I think, O tongues, you tell this heart that cannot tell itself, this brooding, yearning heart that cannot tell itself. 3. Ah, from a little child, thou knowest, soul, how to me all sounds became music. My mother's voice in lullaby or hymn. The voice, O tender voices, memory's loving voices, last miracle of all, O dearest mothers, sisters' voices. The rain, the growing corn, the breeze among the long-leaved corn, the measured sea surf beating on the sand, the twittering bird, the hawk's sharp scream, the wildfowl's notes at night as flying low migrating north or south, the psalm in the country church or mid the clustering trees, the open-air camp meeting, the fiddler in the tavern, the glee, the long-strung sailor song, the lowing cattle, bleating sheep, the crowing cock at dawn. All songs of current lands come sounding round me, the German airs of friendship, wine and love, Irish ballads, merry jigs and dances, English warbles, chansons of France, Scotch tunes, and o'er the rest, Italia's peerless compositions. Across the stage with pallor on her face, yet lurid passion, Stalks Norma brandishing the dagger in her hand. I see poor crazed Lucia's eyes unnatural gleam. Her hair down her back falls loose and dishevelled. I see where Ernani walking the bridal garden, amid the scent of night roses, radiant, holding his bride by the hand. Hears the infernal call, the death pledge of the horn. To crossing swords and grey hairs bared to heaven, the clear electric bass and baritone of the world. The trombone duo, Libertad forever. From Spanish chestnut trees' dense shade, by old and heavy convent walls a wailing song. Song of lost love, the torch of youth and life quenched in despair. Song of the dying swan, Fernando's heart is breaking. Awaking from her woes at last retrieved Amina sings. Copious as stars and glad as morning light the torrents of her joy. The teeming lady comes, the lustrous orb, Venus contralto, the blooming mother, sister of loftiest gods, Alboni's self, I hear. 4. I hear those odes, symphonies, operas. I hear in the William Tell the music of an aroused and angry people. I hear Meyerbeer's Huguenots, the Prophet or Robert, Gounod's Faust or Mozart's Don Juan. I hear the dance music of all nations, the waltz, some delicious measure, lapsing, bathing me in bliss. The bolero to tinkling guitars and clattering castagnettes. I hear religious dances old and new. I hear the sound of the Hebrew lyre. I see the crusaders marching, bearing the cross on high, to the martial clang of cymbals. I hear dervishes monotonously chanting, interspersed with frantic shouts, as they spin around, turning always towards Mecca. I see the rapt religious dances of the Persians and the Arabs. Again at Eleusis, home of Ceres, I see the modern Greeks dancing. I hear them clapping their hands as they bend their bodies. I hear the metrical shuffling of their feet. I see again the wild old Corybantian dance, the performers wounding each other. I see the Roman youth to the shrill sound of flageolets throwing and catching their weapons, as they fall on their knees and rise again. I hear from the Mussulman mosque the muezzin calling. I see the worshippers within, nor form nor sermon, argument nor word, but silent, strange, devout, raised glowing heads, ecstatic faces. I hear the Egyptian harp of many strings, the primitive chants of the Nile boatmen, the sacred imperial hymns of China, to the delicate sounds of the king, the stricken wood and stone, or to Hindu flutes and the fretting twang of the veena, a band of bayadirs. 5. Now Asia, Africa, leave me, Europe seizing inflates me. To organs huge and bands I hear as from vast concourses of voices. Luther's strong hymn Eine feste Burg ist unser Gott, Rossini's Stabat Mater Dolorosa, or floating in some high cathedral dim with gorgeous colored windows, the passionate Agnus Dei or Gloria in Excelsis. Composers, mighty maestros, and you, sweet singers of old lands, soprani, tenori, bassi. To you a new bard caroling in the west, obeisant sends his love. Such led to thee, O soul, all senses, shows and objects, lead to thee. But now it seems to me, sound leads o'er all the rest. I hear the annual singing of the children in St. Paul's Cathedral, or under the high roof of some colossal hall, the symphonies, oratorios of Beethoven, Handel, or Haydn. The creation in billows of godhood laves me. Give me to hold all sounds, I madly struggling cry. Fill me with all the voices of the universe. Endow me with their throbbings, nature's also. The tempests, waters, winds, operas and chants, marches and dances. Utter, pour in, for I would take them all. 6. Then I woke, softly, and pausing, questioning awhile the music of my dream, and questioning all those reminiscences, the tempest in its fury, and all the songs of sopranos and tenors, and those rapt oriental dances of religious fervor, and the sweet varied instruments, and the diapason of organs, and all the artless plaints of love and grief and death. I said to my silent curious soul out of the bed of the slumber chamber, "Come, for I have found the clue I sought so long. Let us go forth refreshed amid the day, cheerfully tallying life, walking the world, the real, nourished henceforth by our celestial dream." And I said, moreover, "Haply what thou hast heard, O soul, was not the sound of winds, nor dream of raging storm, nor sea hawk's flapping wings, nor harsh scream, nor vocalism of sun-bright Italy, nor German organ majestic, nor vast concourse of voices, nor layers of harmonies, nor stroves of husbands and wives, nor sound of marching soldiers, nor flutes, nor harps, nor the bugle calls of camps, but to a new rhythmus fitted for thee, poems bridging the way from life to death, vaguely wafted in night air, uncaught, unwritten, which let us go forth in the bold day and write." End of Book 25. Recording by phone. Book 26 of Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by phone. Passage to India. 1. Singing my days. Singing the great achievements of the present. Singing the strong light works of engineers. Our modern wonders. The antique ponderous seven outvied. In the old world, the East, the Suez Canal. The new, by its mighty railroad spanned. The seas inlaid with eloquent gentle wires. Yet first to sound, and ever sound, the cry with thee, O soul, "The past, the past, the past." The past, the dark unfathomed retrospect. The teeming gulf, the sleepers and the shadows. The past, the infinite greatness of the past. For what is the present after all, but a growth out of the past? As a projectile formed, impelled, passing a certain line, still keeps on, so the present, utterly formed, impelled by the past. 2. Passage, O soul, to India! Eclaircise the myths Asiatic, the primitive fables. Not you alone, proud truths of the world, nor you alone, ye facts of modern science, but myths and fables of eld, Asia's, Africa's fables, the far-darting beams of the spirit, the unloosed dreams, the deep-diving Bibles and legends, the daring plots of the poets, the elder religions, O you temples fairer than lilies poured over by the rising sun! O you fables spurning the known, eluding the hold of the known, mounting to heaven! You lofty and dazzling towers, pinnacled, red as roses, burnished with gold! Towers of fables immortal fashioned from mortal dreams! You too I welcome and fully the same as the rest. You too with joy I sing. Passage to India. Lo, soul, seest thou not God's purpose from the first? The earth to be spanned, connected by network, to marry and be given in marriage, the oceans to be crossed, the distant brought near, the lands to be welded together. A worship new I sing. Your captains, voyagers, explorers, yours. You engineers, you architects, machinists, yours. You, not for trade or transportation only, but in God's name, and for thy sake, O soul. 3. Passage to India. Lo, soul, for thee of tableaus twain. I see in one the Suez Canal initiated, opened. I see the procession of steamships, the Empress Angenice leading the van. I mark from on deck the strange landscape, the pure sky, the level sand in the distance. I pass swiftly the picturesque groups, the workmen gathered, the gigantic dredging machines. In one again, different, yet thine, all thine, O soul, the same. I see over my own continent the Pacific Railroad surmounting every barrier. I see continual trains of cars winding along the Platte carrying freight and passengers. I hear the locomotives rushing and roaring, and the shrill steam whistle. I hear the echoes reverberate through the grandest scenery in the world. I cross the Laramie Plains. I note the rocks in grotesque shapes, the buttes. I see the plentiful larkspur and wild onions, the barren, colorless, sage deserts. I see, in glimpses afar, or towering immediately above me, the great mountains. I see the Wind River and the Wasatch Mountains. I see the Monument Mountain and the Eagle's Nest. I pass the promontory. I ascend the Nevadas. I scan the noble Elk Mountain and wind around its base. I see the Humboldt Range. I thread the valley and cross the river. I see the clear waters of Lake Tahoe. I see forests of majestic pines. Or crossing the great desert, the alkaline plains, I behold enchanting mirages of waters and meadows. Marking through these, and after all, in duplicate slender lines, bridging the 3,000 or 4,000 miles of land travel, tying the eastern to the western sea, the road between Europe and Asia. Ah, Genoese, thy dream, thy dream! Centuries after thou art laid in thy grave, the shore thou foundest verifies thy dream. 4. Passage to India. Struggles of many a captain, tales of many a sailor dead. Over my mood stealing and spreading they come, like clouds and cloudlets in the unreached sky. Along all history, down the slopes, as a rivulet running, sinking now and now again to the surface rising. A ceaseless thought, a varied train. Lo, soul, to thee, thy sight, they rise. The plans, the voyages again, the expeditions. Again Vasco da Gama sails forth. Again the knowledge gained, the mariner's compass. Lands found and nations born, thou born America, for purpose vast, man's long probation filled, thou ronger of the world at last accomplished. 5. O vast ronger, swimming in space, covered all over with visible power and beauty, alternate light and day, and the teeming spiritual darkness, unspeakable high processions of sun and moon, and countless stars above. Below, the manifold grass and waters, animals, mountains, trees, with inscrutable purpose, some hidden prophetic intention. Now first it seems my thought begins to span thee. Down from the gardens of Asia descending, radiating, Adam and Eve appear, then their myriad progeny after them, wandering, yearning, curious, with restless explorations, with questionings, baffled, formless, feverish, with never happy hearts, with that sad, incessant refrain, wherefore unsatisfied soul, and whither, O mocking life? Ah, who shall soothe these feverish children? Who justify these restless explorations? Who speak the secret of impassive earth? Who bind it to us? What is this separate nature so unnatural? What is this earth to our affections? Unloving earth, without a throb to answer ours, cold earth, the place of graves. Yet soul, be sure the first intent remains, and shall be carried out. Perhaps even now the time has arrived. After the seas are all crossed, as they seem already crossed, after the great captains and engineers have accomplished their work, after the noble inventors, after the scientist, the chemist, the geologist, ethnologist, finally shall come the poet worthy that name, the true Son of God shall come singing his songs. Then not your deeds only, O voyagers, O scientists and inventors, shall be justified. All these hearts, as of fretted children, shall be soothed. All affection shall be fully responded to, the secret shall be told. All these separations and gaps shall be taken up and hooked and linked together. The whole earth, this cold, impassive, voiceless earth, shall be completely justified. Trinitas divine shall be gloriously accomplished and compacted by the true Son of God, the poet. He shall indeed pass the straits and conquer the mountains. He shall double the Cape of Good Hope to some purpose. Nature and man shall be disjoined and diffused no more. The true Son of God shall absolutely fuse them. 6. Year at whose wide-flung door I sing, year of the purpose accomplished, year of the marriage of continents, climates, and oceans. No mere doge of Venice now wedding the Adriatic. I see, O year, in you, the vast terraqueous globe given and giving all. Europe to Asia, Africa joined, and they to the New World. The lands, geographies, dancing before you, holding a festival garland, as brides and bridegrooms hand in hand. Passage to India, cooling airs from Caucasus far, soothing cradle of man, the river Euphrates flowing, the paths lit up again. Low soul, the retrospect brought forward, the old, most populous, wealthiest of earth's lands, the streams of the Indus and the Ganges and their many affluents. I my shores of America walking today behold, resuming all. The tale of Alexander on his warlike marches suddenly dying. On one side China, and on the other side Persia and Arabia. To the south the great seas and the Bay of Bengal. The flowing literatures, tremendous epics, religions, castes. Old occult Brahma interminably far back, the tender and junior Buddha. Central and southern empires and all their belongings, possessors. The wars of Tamerlane, the reign of Aurungzebe. The traders, rulers, explorers, Muslims, Phoenicians, Byzantium, the Arabs, Portuguese. The first travelers famous yet, Marco Polo, Batuta de Moor. Doubts to be solved, the map incognita, blanks to be filled. The foot of man unstayed, the hands never at rest. Thyself, O soul, that will not brook a challenge. The medieval navigators rise before me. The world of 1492 with its awakened enterprise. Something swelling in humanity now, like the sap of the earth in spring. The sunset splendor of chivalry declining. And who art thou, sad shade? Gigantic, visionary, thyself a visionary. With majestic limbs and pious beaming eyes, spreading around with every look of thine a golden world, and huing it with gorgeous hues. As the chief histrion, down to the footlight walks in some great scena, dominating the rest I see the admiral himself. History's type of courage, action, faith. Behold him sail from Palos, leading his little fleet. His voyage behold, his return, his great fame. His misfortunes, calumniators, behold him a prisoner, chained. Behold his dejection, poverty, death. Curious in time I stand, noting the efforts of heroes. Is the deferment long? Bitter the slander, poverty, death? Lies the seed unrecked for centuries in the ground? Lo, to God's due occasion, uprising in the night, it sprouts, blooms, and fills the earth with use and beauty. 7. Passage indeed, O soul, to primal thought, not lands and seas alone, thy own clear freshness, the young maturity of bud and bloom, to realms of budding Bibles. O soul, repressless, I with thee and thou with me, thy circumnavigation of the world begin, of man the voyage of his mind's return, to reason's early paradise. Back, back to wisdom's birth, to innocent intuitions, again with fair creation. 8. Oh, we can wait no longer. We too take ship, O soul. Joyous we too launch out on trackless seas. Fearless for unknown shores on waves of ecstasy to sail. Amid the wafting winds, thou pressing me to thee, I thee to me, O soul. Carolling free, singing our song of God, chanting our chant of pleasant exploration. With laugh and many a kiss, let others deprecate, let others weep for sin, remorse, humiliation. O soul, thou pleasest me, I thee. Ah, more than any priest, O soul, we too believe in God, but with the mystery of God we dare not dally. O soul, thou pleasest me, I thee. Sailing these seas, or on the hills, or walking in the night, thoughts, silent thoughts, of time and space and death, like waters flowing, bear me indeed as through the regions infinite.
whose air I breathe, whose ripples hear, lave me all over. Bathe me, O God, in thee, mounting to thee, I and my soul to range in range of thee. O thou transcendent, nameless, the fibre and the breath, light of the light, shedding forth universes, thou centre of them, thou mightier centre of the true, the good, the loving, thou moral, spiritual fountain, affection's source, thou reservoir, O pensive soul of me, O thirst unsatisfied, waitest not there? Waitest not haply for us somewhere there the comrade perfect? Thou pulse, thou motive of the stars, suns, systems, that circling, moving in order, safe, harmonious, athwart the shapeless vastnesses of space. How should I think, how breathe a single breath, how speak, if out of myself I could not launch to those superior universes? Swiftly I shrivel at the thought of God, at nature and its wonders, time and space and death. But that I, turning, call to thee, O soul, thou actual me, and lo, thou gently masterest the orbs, thou matest time, smilest content at death, and fillest, swellest full the vastnesses of space. Greater than stars or suns, bounding, O soul, thou journeyest forth. What love than thine and ours could wider amplify? What aspirations, wishes, outvie thine and ours, O soul? What dreams of the ideal? What plans of purity, perfection, strength? What cheerful willingness for others' sake to give up all? For others' sake to suffer all? Reckoning ahead, O soul, when thou, the time achieved, the seas all crossed, weathered the capes, the voyage done, surrounded, copest, frontest God, yieldest, the aim attained, as filled with friendship, love complete, the elder brother found, the younger melts in fondness in his arms. 9. Passage to more than India. Are thy wings plumed indeed for such far flights? O soul, voyagest thou indeed on voyages like those? Disportest thou on waters such as those? Soundest below the Sanskrit and the Vedas? Then have thy bent unleashed. Passage to you, your shores, ye aged fierce enigmas. Passage to you, to mastership of you, ye strangling problems. You, strewed with the wrecks of skeletons, that living never reached you. Passage to more than India, O secret of the earth and sky. Of you, O waters of the sea, O winding creeks and rivers. Of you, O woods and fields, of you, strong mountains of my land. Of you, O prairies, of you, grey rocks. O morning red, O clouds, O rain and snows. O day and night, passage to you. O sun and moon and all you stars, Sirius and Jupiter, passage to you. Passage, immediate passage, the blood burns in my veins. Away, O soul, hoist instantly the anchor. Cut the hawsers, haul out, shake out every sail. Have we not stood here like trees in the ground long enough? Have we not grovelled here long enough, eating and drinking like mere brutes? Have we not darkened and dazed ourselves with books long enough? Sail forth, steer for the deep waters only. Reckless, O soul, exploring, I with thee, and thou with me, for we are bound where mariner has not yet dared to go, and we will risk the ship, ourselves and all. O my brave soul! O farther, farther sail! O daring joy! But safe, are they not all the seas of God? O farther, farther, farther still! End of Book 26. Recording by phone.